I am so excited to show you guys everything that I have been working on the past few months. This has truly been such a dream of mine, and I am so excited to finally see it coming together. Let me tell you guys, gardening, homesteading, farming is not for weenies. There have been multiple moments throughout this process where I have had to gather myself and be like, Victoria, you are not gonna be a weenie about this. You are going to do it. But now being able to enjoy something that I have been hard at work at for so long now is such a reward. Do y'all see my arms? I have scratches all over them and like new scars, and it's not even from anything cool. It's from chicken wire. I have learned to hate chicken wire. So our backyard is actually pretty big for a suburban backyard. We live in a neighborhood in town, which in my last video that I posted, I talked about how I've been wanting to do this for such a long time. But in my mind, I was like, I don't have the acreage. I don't have what I need. And then I was drinking my coffee in the backyard. And I was like, why? Like, this is a large area. Why can't I just do what I want to do here? And so that's what I did. So for those of you watching this who are sitting there thinking, gosh, I wish I could do that. You can do it. I'm gonna first start off by introducing y'all to our chickens, which are brand new to me and to our backyard. I've been getting a lot of questions about what is the difference between your meat chickens and your laying hen? What's the difference? And let me tell you, a few months before now, I would have been like, I have no idea. A lot of reading of books and articles and YouTube videos, I can finally tell you the difference, though it may not be as accurate as someone else can tell you the difference. So from my understanding, there's like 4 different kinds of chickens, really. You have your birds that are good for laying eggs, like they have a high egg production. You have your birds that are good for laying eggs and then are also good for meat birds. And then you have your birds that are good for meat. And then you have like your bougie ornamental chickens. As of right now, we have 9 meat birds. I originally wanted to start out with 5, but when I went to go pick up my 5 meat birds, there were 4 left, and I was just like, just give them to me, I'll take them. We have 12 laying hens, and then I have 3 bantams. And bantams are just small birds. Those are my bougie birds, as I like to call them. They will lay eggs, but they're gonna be small, they're gonna be few, and I just got 3 of them just cause they were bougie. So all of these yellow white birds that you see in our coop, these are all of our meat birds. These guys are a month younger than these chickens, and they're basically the same size. These guys have grown so fast. So I decided to go with the Cornish cross as our meat bird. I mainly decided to do that so I don't get attached to them. They are so top heavy and such a beefy, meaty bird that it gets to a point that if you don't butcher them, they will eventually die anyway. And I think I read it was from a heart attack. I know that sounds awful, but that is the reason I chose them, so I don't get attached to them. Especially after working in veterinary medicine, I know that I will be able to butcher them. It's gonna be more humane that way, instead of letting them lead like a slow, agonizing, horrible heart attack death. Because they are going to die anyway. It's either gonna be humane or inhumanely. That is the main reason. The second reason is they grow so big so fast, you are able to butcher them sooner, which means you're able to get your bird on the table faster, which means you don't have to feed it as long. I know I'm gonna get some heat for raising and butchering our own chickens, but if I'm going to continue to eat chicken, I wanna make sure that the chicken that I am eating lived a good life, that its life had meaning and was honored before they were butchered. With that being said, I am not condemning anyone that chooses not to live this way. I am not above going to Chick-fil-A and eating some nuggets, because they are delicious. But I'm trying to make things like that more of a every once in a while occurrence instead of an everyday occurrence. I'm trying to be more mindful of what we are consuming and where it came from. Originally, when I started this project, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get like 8, maybe 10 laying hens. Like, that's it. Definitely not more than that. Chicken math is a thing, okay? And as of right now, we have 24 birds. Now, 9 of them are our meat birds, and they will eventually be dispatched. However, I'm picking up more chickens next week. Now, after the 9 meat birds are dispatched, I do plan on continuing to do meat birds. I'm just gonna have to do a different enclosure to keep them in. I think that's gonna be the best way. They're all fine living together because they're all eating the same food, and they will be for a little bit. But whenever the laying hens are bigger, they're gonna switch to a laying pellet, and the meat birds are gonna still need to be on a growing food, so they won't be able to eat the same thing. Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys the laying hens that I have, and I will put a picture up on the screen so y'all can see what they look like. I'll also put a picture of the eggs that they lay, because most of these birds I got because of the colored eggs. I wanted a rainbow assortment of eggs, so that's the main reason I got some of these breeds. Now some of them I got because I thought they were beautiful. I have 2 sapphire olive eggers, 2 blue laced red Wyandottes, 2 lavender Orpingtons, 2 Welsumers, 2 speckled Sussexes, 2 Barnevelders, and then I have the 9 Cornish cross broilers. And the chickens that I'm getting next week are my 2 French black copper Morans, 2 Americanas. I got 2 French Wheaton Morans, 2 Colombian Wyandottes, 2 Easter eggers. Oh gosh, what was the last one? And then my 3 bougie chickens, I have a golden Seabright, a silver Seabright, and then a buff Brahma Bantam. All right, here is our chicken coop area. I tried to save the most money in doing these projects because I don't have a lot of funds to spend on super bougie things, but I have a lot of motivation to learn how to DIY these things. So with that being said, I bought a very, very cheap metal shed off Amazon. I do not recommend. It has been a pain in the butt to do. I have ended up spending more money on this cheap little shed than if I just would have saved a little bit more and got a better quality, preferably wood shed. But you live, you learn. That's gonna be the whole theme of the rest of this video, is that you live and you learn. It did not come with flooring, which I did not realize. So I went and got some plywood and some pallets to put underneath and then screw the shed onto for flooring. Did get these windows when I was garage sailing with my mom. I got 2 of them, one's on the other side, and we chicken wired them, and our friend came and installed those for me. Thank goodness that we have amazing friends. And I had these bricks in front because this is a very cheap shed. These doors are very flimsy, and if a big thing of wind comes through, they pop open. So I am planning on getting like a latch thing to go here, and then that goes into the bottom of the floor to keep that more secure. Oh my gosh, do y'all see this? Something tried to get in here last night. Y'all, what on earth would have done this up this high? Apparently they couldn't get in, so I guess that means I did a good job. But our friend that helped put in the windows also installed this so that I can shut the chickens up at night to keep them safe. I have been showing this project on Instagram, and a lot of people have said, a metal shed, your chickens are going to cook in there, and that is true because in Louisiana, it gets so hot. I'm usually up by 6:30 or 7 when it's still really cool, and I come up here and I open the door so the chickens can come in and out. So they're not cooped up in this metal shed so they won't fry. But I do put them in here at night, and it is not hot in here at night. We do have an outside outlet that's not too far, so I can run and put some fans out here as well to cool it down if I need to. Here is the inside of the shed. I thrifted these lockers that I am obsessed with. I love this so much. Took the doors off the bottom 2 as nesting boxes, and then the top 2 rows I use as storage. 2 sets of roosting bars on each side, and I used pine shavings as the bedding. These chickens eat so much food. It is crazy. I have never seen a chicken eat so much food as these meat birds do, but I guess that's kind of the point. Pine shavings was the highest recommended and cheapest substance to put in the chicken coop. However, when I clean the bedding out and replace it, I do want to try the hemp bedding. What you doing out here? Baby's asleep and Alexandra's on baby duty. So here's an overall look of their area. I'm trying to figure out what to do with them because these doors are really cool. My mom suggested making them into a box and I could use them as planters, which I thought was a neat idea, but definitely let me know if you have any ideas for these. They're super neat and I would hate to just get rid of them. So they have a huge area that they're gonna be able to free roam. Obviously they're staying in here because they're still young and I don't let them out yet. Plus they can get through the holes on this fence because they're a lot larger. Okay, so over here is my pallet fence. This is fenced off because this area is going to be for the bunnies. The bunnies have no purpose on our backyard homestead other than I love them and they bring me happiness. My focus was on the chickens because they were growing so fast and I had to get them out of that brooder, so I rushed to finish that. But now that that is done, the next project is to build something super nice and bougie for the bunnies. So what I'm thinking is I do want to build like a huge enclosure on this section of the fence, and then whenever I come out here in the mornings to let the chickens out, I can just open the door and then let the rabbits run in this space, but then leave it open so they can go back and forth. Is my next project that I will be working on here soon. I am a new beginner gardener. Last year was my first year actually attempting to garden, so this is my second year. I will definitely take any tips and tricks that anybody has. I will show you what we completed. Here is the fence that I finished. This garden, it did not look that big, but once I fenced it in, I'm like, whoa, this is actually a really big garden space. So I decided to do rows in the ground. We'll see how that goes. It worked out pretty well last year whenever I did rows, but we'll see. This is all a learning experience. I still have to finish some things in here. This is not 100% complete. I ideally wanted to do cow panel trellises to make an arch right here going from one side to the other that my squash and cucumbers could have grown up on, and then you had like a really neat tunnel to walk through. But I found out that the cow panels that I wanted were $45 each, and I probably needed 6 of them, and that just was not in my budget right now. So instead I had a bunch of this galvanized wire left over from doing the fence, and I ended up putting some T-posts in the ground. So what I still have to work on in here is this row needs a trellis. This row right here needs a trellis for the tomatoes. So this row is cucumbers, and these are cucumbers that I bought from the nursery, and I don't really know what's going on. Like some of these guys I put in the ground and they're doing great, and then you can obviously see that some of them are struggling. I don't really know what's going on, so if you do, let me know. I had some really interesting seeds like striped tomatoes, chocolate tomatoes that I just direct sowed in the ground over here. These are more cucumbers that are struggling. Over here I direct sowed really neat watermelons. I put some moon and stars in here, I think sweet glow watermelon, and then a golden Jenny, I believe it was. And then we have some cantaloupe. These are all watermelon and marigolds. And then this section, I had a packet of wildflower seeds, so I just sprinkled them all here. It was a bunch of different varieties, but I thought it would be neat to just kind of see what comes up. I have some lavender, thyme, oregano, more thyme. These are all tomatoes. I'm pretty sure they're all cherry tomatoes and Bradley tomatoes. I have some basil mixed in over here, and the bushes along the other side are blackberries. On this row I have eggplants and cucumbers that are not dying, so I have some hope that we will have cucumbers. This row is sunflowers and corn, and then we have squash back here, and I really hope we get some kind of harvest from it. If not, I am still determined to keep going until I figure this out because I really want to grow my own food in the backyard. I found this book at the thrift store, and it's like a small book, and it's full of like different quotes and art and stuff in it. And whenever you guys purchase something from our website, we like to put one of those happy cards in with every purchase. And one that I got the other day said, "Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant." And I loved that so much. I ended up posting a picture of it to Instagram. And I think of it more as like the seeds I am planting in myself to keep going, even if it doesn't work out the way I want it to keep trying, keep planting those seeds. Another project that I'm wanting to work on is back here. I would like to put in some kind of like composting system. I have a book of all the projects that I'm wanting to accomplish, a realistic timeline of when I would like to accomplish them. So the pallet compost is like an easy weekend project. You know, it's not too high on my list right now because my garden is already fertilized with compost that I had to go buy from the store. Hey sister, what you doing? You want a swing set? You want one? I guess I'll just add that to my list of projects. We can put you a swing out here. Would you enjoy that?
Oh yeah, I would.
Yeah, where would you want it? We could put it over there so you could swing and look out at the garden and chickens. What do you think?
I would love that.
You would love that? Alexandra loves looking for caterpillars. She also loves digging for worms. But the other day I was on Instagram and I saw this idea, and it was like a self-serve egg stand that they had outside their house where you can like pay cash or Venmo or whatever. It's like an honor system self-serve egg stand. Thought it was so freaking cute and adorable that I want to do one. So that's also on my project list of things that I would like to do. But that's more towards the summer because our chickens aren't going to be laying until this summer. And obviously, since I have succumbed to chicken math, we're going to have way more eggs than we are going to need. And I thought that was such a cute idea. Hey guys, it is Editing Victoria here. I have been in the bathroom picking my face, so it looks really bad. Just look past it. But the baby is asleep. So I'm sitting here editing this video and realized that I did not film an outro, and it just like completely cut off randomly. I hope you're enjoying these more everyday vloggy type videos. I'm really enjoying making them, to be honest. I'm having a blast. I also love documenting everything that is going on so I can look back and see the progress that I've made. Thank you guys for your continued love and support. It truly means so much to us. Remember to stay weird, and I'll see you in our next video. Bye.